There's so much anxiety in the air right now about the future, especially with AI and our jobs. It's a heavy topic for sure. And if you're feeling a little worried, believe me, you are not alone. But what if we've been looking at this whole thing the wrong way? Today, let's explore a totally different perspective, one that actually offers a really hopeful and practical way forward as we look towards 2035.
This is it, right? This is the one question that's on everybody's mind. It cuts right to the heart of our biggest fears about security, about survival, and it's a completely valid question. But what if I told you that maybe, just maybe, this isn't the most important question we should be asking?
See, we get so hyper-focused on the income side of the equation that we completely forget about the other side, our expenses. The story of our future isn't just about what we're going to earn, it's also about what we're going to spend. And as you're about to see, that side of the ledger is about to change in a huge way.
So this leads us to this fascinating idea called the cost-zero society. Now, as AI and robotics get smarter, better, and way cheaper, the efficiency of making pretty much everything is just going to skyrocket. And this creates something called hyperdeflation, which is really just a fancy way of saying that the cost of almost everything we need to live could start falling, and falling fast.
This right here, this reframes the entire conversation. The fear, our big worry, is that our income will go down. But the hope, the real story, is that our expenses could go down even faster. I mean, think about it. What if your salary got cut in half, but your total living costs dropped by 90%? You'd actually be way better off.
And look, this isn't some far-off science fiction. We're already seeing hints of this everywhere. You've got AI optimizing power grids, which could make electricity nearly free. Automated vertical farms could make the cost of food plummet. And self-driving electric cars? Well, that's going to slash what we spend on getting around. The basic costs of living are all trending towards zero.
And here's the real kicker. As that pressure to constantly earn money starts to fade, our focus can finally shift. In the world of 2035, money as we know it, well, it might not be the most important thing to have. Instead, something way more human is going to take its place. In a world where a dollar or a yen becomes less and less important, there's one asset that will always hold its value: trust. The goodwill, the connections, the relationships you build with other people, that becomes your real bank account. It's an account that can't be touched by inflation or a stock market crash.
Man, this really just says it all, doesn't it? When things get truly tough, institutions can be slow or they can fail us. But people show up. The person who's going to offer you a meal or a place to stay or just a helping hand, that's not going to be some faceless corporation. It's going to be someone whose life you touched, someone who remembers a kindness you showed them.
There's this beautiful Japanese concept for this kansha no chokin, which you can translate as gratitude savings. Every single time you help someone or show a little kindness or just offer your support, you're making a deposit. You're not saving money, you're saving up goodwill. And in the future, that is going to be the most powerful insurance policy you could ever have.
Okay, so this all sounds really nice, but how do we actually do it? How do we start building this new kind of wealth? Well, there's a strategy for it, and it's called the Straw Millionaire Plan. It's inspired by this old Japanese folktale about a man who starts with just one piece of straw and, through a series of kind and helpful trades, eventually becomes wealthy. And the approach is so simple. First, just give. Use whatever skills you have to help someone, with no strings attached. Second, focus on the small stuff. It doesn't have to be some huge grand gesture. It can be as simple as teaching someone something you know, or just really listening to their story. And third, just trust that these acts are adding up. Think of it like an invisible credit blockchain, where every kind thing you do gets recorded, building your reputation and your true worth over time.
So as we start to bring this all together, what we're really talking about is a huge shift in what it means to be successful, what it means to be secure. We're moving away from a society that's all about cold competition to one that's about warm cooperation, a world where your value as a human being has nothing to do with your bank balance.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. The old way of thinking about being rich was having a ton of money in the bank. The new definition of rich, it's having 100 friends you could call if you needed help. It's about the quality of your relationships, not the quantity of your cash.
Okay, so let's bring it all home with one last question. When you look out at an uncertain future, what is the single most secure, the most reliable, the most valuable investment that you can possibly make for yourself and for the people you care about?
It really is that simple. The most powerful investment you can make costs absolutely nothing, and you can start doing it right now. It all begins with a simple human connection. Because that kindness, that is the first deposit into your true wealth, your savings of gratitude.